Natasha Fatah has been tracking this story throughout the afternoon for us. Natasha, what's the latest?
Asha, again, brand new pictures we'd like to share with you. These coming to us from Egyptian Nile TV. And these are moving images of that crash site in the Sinai desert. You can see the terrain. There is no building, there is no road. If people could have possibly survived that crash, there is no place for them to go to. This would have taken Egyptian officials many hours to get to this site and to figure out exactly the location. So there, what you're seeing here is the Egyptian Prime Minister surrounded by advisors, also the Minister of Tourism, members of the military, the investigative unit. You can see some of the security around, and you can certainly, if I stop it right here, see the cameraman. This is unprecedented, the number of journalists that have been permitted to accompany the Prime Minister to this particular part of Egypt. Now, again, what you're looking at here, this convoy of trucks, they're in multiple capacities. Some of them there to retrieve bodies, others there to take some of the materials from the plane. We know that the 2 black boxes have been retrieved, investigators there, all of this material to be gathered. But again, you get a sense of just how vast the site is, how remote it is, and how much it will take for them to gather up all of the materials that are on the ground. Not to mention to retrieve all of those bodies. 224 people on board that flight, none of them expected to have survived, and certainly we can see with the number of officials that were on the ground, there is no likelihood that they have found anyone yet. Now, this is a critical image I just want to point out for you, Asha, because we feel quite certain that this is one of the black boxes. Now, the name is a misnomer. The black box is actually orange in color. This could potentially be the voice data recorder, which could give crucial information from the cockpit of what was going on when the plane went down. But these are just some of the elements that the investigators will be looking through as they continue to comb the site, Asha.
And where does the investigation stand at this point?
Well, it's critical right now with those black boxes that they figure out what happened because of this posting on social media. This comes from an ISIS-affiliated group in the Egyptian Sinai. They have claimed responsibility. They say they brought down the plane. But of course, we've been hearing, as we've been saying all along today, from the Egyptian officials, from the Russian officials, they do not believe that this was an act of terror. They say it's far too early in the investigation to know what went wrong. There was some talk of perhaps there was a technical issue with the plane. Meanwhile, Metrojet, the airliner whose plane was involved in the flight, is saying that no, our plane was in working order and the pilot had enough experience. So at this stage, it's still very much a mystery as to what happened to that plane and why it crashed into the ground.
Thanks, Natasha.
You're welcome.